Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. It is with great sadness that I am doing this video. Many of you may have heard by now, those of you who follow anything dealing with Africa may have heard by now that the former president of Zimbabwe, Robert Mugabe, passed away today at the age of 95. So he lived a nice long life, in which we are grateful for that. He is one of our elders and he is gone. He's passed on. And I know a lot of people had much to say about Robert Mugabe. Some people loved him, some people didn't like him, but you're going to find that in life, period. Some people are always going to have something that they don't like about another person, and some people are going to love that same person. So it is what it is in that regard. I just wanted to pay my respects because, even though I'm someone who never personally met Robert Mugabe, I've read a lot about him, I've seen a lot about him, I've heard a lot about him. Many things that he stood for, I respect him for. Now, of course, there are citizens of the regions of Zimbabwe and Africa who had negative things to say about Robert Mugabe. But on the flip side of that, there were others who live in the regions of Zimbabwe and Africa. Many loved Robert Mugabe. So you could take whichever side you choose. Many believe that you have to take the side of those who hate on another person just because they didn't like how he did things or his policies or other things. There's always going to be a love and a hate on both sides. And for me, he was one who was saying, look, this land is ours and we're going to put it back in the hands of those who it belongs to. Now, that was the first thing about him that really got my attention, There are other things that people have said to kind of cast a dark shadow over Robert Mugabe. And I know you hear that noise. I'm guessing those are those cicadas making that loud noise. But it's the sounds of nature anyway, cutting into my video where I am talking about Robert Mugabe. It is what it is. I love nature, and so you have to take the good with the bad, even when nature scares you, like when one of those loud things came crashing down while I was filming one day and scared me out of my boots. But anyway, back to the story of Robert Mugabe. You can do your own research on him. I'm pretty sure there are some things that he may have done that may not be to someone's liking, but that doesn't stop the things that he did do and the fact that he is one of our elders. I know a lot of people here in the U.S. Have no respect for anyone in Africa. I am of the belief that a lot of the people in certain regions, especially Zimbabwe and Ghana and South Africa, and many, many more regions on the African continent, many of them are our people. They are from the 12 tribes of Israel. Of course, the children of Ham are there as well. And I think there is a very, very clear distinction of the children of Ham from the children of Israel. I believe it is. And many have talked about it. We've talked about it in our Whited Out series, other spontaneous videos as well. But there is a clear distinction between or from the children of Ham and the children of Israel. Even though they are cousins, there are some huge cultural differences. But anyway, Robert Mugabe, 95, has passed on today. A lot of people say rest in peace, and I'm not exactly sure if that's what I want to say. But rest on, my dear brother, or whatever. I had a lot of respect for the good things that you've done, not fully aware of any bad things that you may have done, that people love to highlight those kinds of things. When it is necessary, I think you should, okay? I just want to say that for regardless, if it's necessary, you should. But for the things that I know of him and that many have heard of him around the world, Robert Mugabe will be missed. And I just wanted to make this video for those who were not aware, those who follow Africa and what's going on the continent. This is one of those things. There was some story shared with me the other day about possible xenophobic attacks in South Africa. I didn't really want to get into that because, there's a number of different things happening on the continent, and it's kind of hard to determine if it was xenophobia, if it was just people were saying just criminals behaving badly or whatever. It's kind of hard to know. Of course, we do know that there is a lot of xenophobia there, but I just didn't feel the need to really cover that story, so I'm going to bounce right off of it right now. But there's a lot happening on the continent. Those of us who care about our people over there and care about what's happening on the continent, from time to time we will share different things that we hear and bring it to our listening audience here. I'm going to go ahead and get inside now. It is getting dark and the bugs are out, the mosquitoes included. So that is my cue to get on out of here. Before I do, I want to see how clearly I can see these flowers right here. Maybe I'll show them in the daytime. These are very pretty flowers, and I'm so glad that I found them. But it's time for me to go on inside. With that, I will say, love you, family, and shalom.